It seems that there is a growing distaste on YouTube for one particular niche, reaction channels.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to briefly just kind of rant about reaction videos. I'm so sick of them.
And I can see why. Imagine you're a creator who spends hours scripting, editing, and filming a video only to have it flatline in views. It feels like you did all of that hard work for nothing. Then you see a video pop up on your homepage with millions of views, and it's just some random guy filming himself reacting to someone else's content. You spent hours creating the perfect video when some lazy twat sitting in his mom's basement is making thousands of dollars just filming himself reacting to Family Guy.
Why does Brian's voice sound more raspy?
Look, I get it. I felt the same way too, until I started making reaction videos. I started making videos on my first channel in 2021 about my life in England as a Canadian. I did it because I love creating videos and I wanted to document my life in the UK. Of course, I eventually hope to make it a career. It's been a dream of mine ever since I was a kid to make a living making videos for YouTube. My channel started off well and I got monetized within 3 months.
We have officially surpassed 1,000 subscribers. I could not be more grateful. Thank you all so much for supporting me.
But then my views started slipping and I started gaining subscribers less and less. My friend told me I should react to The Inbetweeners, which is a popular British TV show. So I did. That video took off. But I had never wanted to become a reaction channel. I didn't like dealing with copyright and I felt like reaction videos weren't that interesting because there wasn't a lot of creativity involved. I kept trying to make the videos that I wanted to make, but none of those videos performed as well as my Inbetweeners reaction. It took almost 2 years of stubbornness until I finally decided to delve deep into reaction videos, which has made my channel grow exponentially faster. And you can say that I took the easy route, and maybe I did, but here's the thing. Reaction videos wouldn't be so popular if there wasn't a market for them. Stop blaming creators. This past summer, a trend on TikTok became headlines because the creator who pushed it into the limelight claimed to have been making 10K a day.
For real, per days I make 10K. Today I make 10K. I used to make 7K, but now I make 10K.
This trend was acting like an NPC. And if you don't know what an NPC is, it's a non-playable character in a video game. You know the characters that you, the player, can't control? The TikTok trend was to go live acting like an NPC, and people would send them gifts to perform a specific action, which could be exchanged for real currency.
Gang gang. Hee-haw, yes!
Pinky Doll gained so much success from acting like an NPC on live streams that hundreds of creators followed in her footsteps. This trend was met with a lot of backlash because it was considered an incredibly embarrassing way to make money.
Gang gang. Gang gang.
I still can't get over this is a real thing that people do for hours on end. And sadly, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and this whole stream genre is apparently called the NPC stream.
But the creators were only capitalizing on a demand. NPCs target a specific kink, and in this case, it's control. The people, mostly men, sending these gifts like to control people. Now, it is mostly women who do NPC, but there have been some men who have been successful at it as well. The point is, Pinky Doll wouldn't be making as much money as she's making if people weren't watching and giving her money. A successful creator is only as strong as their audience allows them to be. The same could be said with corn stars and OnlyFriends. To this day, models who create on these platforms are constantly slut-shamed, mostly by men, even though it is men who create a demand for this type of content.
I don't just send you a link to my OnlyFans, right? And ask you to subscribe, but that's how a generation of women have been trained by feminists to view men.
People are so quick to judge the creators profiting from this type of content when, in reality, they're only taking advantage of a demand. So the question is, why is there such a demand for reaction videos? Well, there are multiple reasons. Firstly, people like watching others react to things they like. Have you ever been so invested in a TV show or a movie that you beg your best friend to watch it just so you can see how they'd react? It's the same concept. We love sharing our interests with others, especially if the content means something special to us. A lot of people who watch my reactions have told me in the comments that the reason they enjoy watching them is because they watched the TV show when they were kids with their family members. It brings up good memories, and for this reason, it's meaningful for them to watch someone react to it for the first time.
Well, the month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy has issued a new advisory on loneliness as a health issue.
Another reason, a reason that's not so heartwarming, is that we're living in a loneliness epidemic. Approximately 7.1% of people in Great Britain experience chronic loneliness. That's 3.8 million people. Reaction videos can provide a sense of companionship as it gives the feeling of having someone with you when you're watching your favorite show. Social media is a fantastic tool to be able to reach the outside world, but it can also be quite alienating. We live in a world of people hidden behind screens, which has become incredibly isolating to many. Reaction videos are solving a problem created by the very platform they are hosted on. Don't get me wrong, from its inception, YouTube has been a revolutionary space that has come with an incredible amount of benefits. But it, along with every other social media platform, has contributed to a mass influx of reclusiveness. To put it simply, instead of going outside and meeting new people, we are watching people through a screen, which, I'm sorry to say, is not a fair substitution for real-world relationships. Of course, the loneliness epidemic doesn't just provide an audience for reaction videos. It could also be linked to why the NPC trend and OnlyFriends have been so popular. With loneliness comes a lack of intimacy, and many people feel as though they have no choice but to settle for whatever intimacy they can find through a screen. So instead of being angry at the content creator for taking advantage of a demand, be angry at how our society has devolved so much that there is such a high demand for these videos in the first place. Be angry that there is hardly any support for mental health services and loneliness prevention. Be angry that big tech has forced this upon us by creating strategies that get us addicted to these platforms. Unfortunately, I don't see this problem going away anytime soon. With the rise of AI and VR, technology is driving us into our homes at an exponential rate. Unless we figure out solutions that can fix these real-world issues in our society, people will continue to lean on artificial relationships provided by social media. Meaning, reaction videos are just going to continue to increase in popularity. I like to add, I'm mostly talking about reactors who don't steal content from other creators. There is a huge problem in the creator community with reactors stealing content without adding any value from the original creators who worked incredibly hard on their videos. By doing this, they steal views from the original creator, which could greatly impact the amount of money the original creator can make.
On July 28th, a streamer and YouTuber by the username Some Ordinary Games referred to a stream uploaded by XQC as garbage. XQC had sloppily pasted himself on the thumbnail of someone else's video, and the total runtime of his reaction was almost identical to the original, meaning that his contribution only made up a tiny percentage of what was essentially a re-upload. This is a pattern that can be noticed in many of XQC's videos, such as this one, where he left someone else's video playing for his audience while he was out of the room for like 10 minutes straight.
This is incredibly unfair to the original creator and should be heavily criticized. Fair use has its limits, and many of these so-called reaction channels are greatly encroaching them. Most of my content is reacting to TV shows, all of which I change or add value to in some way. Of course, that doesn't stop copyright claims not allowing me to monetize my videos even after I dispute them for fair use. Reaction channels, if done legally and properly, deserve a space in the YouTube sphere just as much as any other niche. Just because they're less work to maintain doesn't mean they don't serve a purpose. You may not understand it, and that's absolutely fine. Not every niche appeals to all audiences, but give reactors some slack.